they're blind to it or whatever. But we hear stories like Mr. Checkstown that show there are issues being faced. How do we utilize that and make sure that, first, these stories aren't played for the benefit of the sake of the story, but utilized in a mutual dialogue where we can engage people and say things aren't the way they need to be. How do we move forward to improve it?
Well, Carl, it's interesting. Just this week, we've had a report that came out that the city is at 80% recovered. You've got the administration, you've got national officials who are saying New Orleans is back, we're at 80% recovered. And then, as I started to kind of read up on it a little bit, because, I'm from the 9th Ward over on Law Street. And when I drive through that community, it's desolate. There are blocks and blocks and blocks where no one has returned. So when you look at the recovery, you've got places like the Florida area, less than 50% recovered. You've got places like the Desire area, less than 50% recovered. You've got the 7th Ward, less than 80% recovered. You then look at places like the Garden District, 90%. So what we have to do when we listen to stories like Ronnie's here, we have to use that to speak to the fire. And we've got to hold people speak to the fire, call them to the carpet, and say, yes, we're at 80% recovered, but we have folks like Ronnie that can't return. We have folks like my family living on Wall Street that can't return because the property costs are so high. You have this issue where folks aren't getting paid out for their home or insurance. So when you look at the conversation that we're having about storytelling, it really is a tool, in my estimation, that can be used for truth telling, so that we can begin to have an honest dialogue about what's going on in the city, and not the story that we're at recovery, we're back and better than ever, because in some places and in some instances we are, but for those that need it most, for those that are hurting most, we're not back.
Joanna?